Hi. Welcome back to Practice Makes Progress. Again, my name is Megan, and I want to thank anyone who's coming on and watching this or listening. I'm up in my attic today because it's a finished attic, so it's not really like being up in the attic, but because me and my boyfriend were both trying to study at the same time, and I wanted to record this and didn't want to be overbearing with my comments. So I'm hopping on today to talk about something that's going to sound unrelated to what I talked about last time, which was acid reflux and kind of what goes on in your body, how it breaks down food, how the acid reflux starts, and how it kind of affects you over a long period of time. And what I'm going to talk about today, just I decided on it because it's something that my coworkers have come to me. And I think every single one of them, which I only have about 6, but I think all 6 of them have come to me in the last maybe a week and a half and asked me the same question. And I think about it. And I try and come up with the best answer, but it's different for everyone. But getting to the point, the question that all of my coworkers have been coming and asking me for the last week and a half is around 2 p.m., 2:30, 3 o'clock, after we've had lunch at 1 o'clock. Megan, what can I eat when my energy slumps this time in the afternoon? My energy always slumps around 3 o'clock, 3:30, and I'm really tired, and I feel like I just don't have the energy to kind of push through until that 5 o'clock time to go. And finally, today, because I'm not the most brave person when it comes to talking about people directly about their food. I'm more of a broad spectrum kind of person. But today, sorry if I keep looking down, I have a cat who's needing some love. But today, when one of my coworkers came to me and she said that, I looked at her and I said, this may be one of those instances where you have to ask yourself not what could I eat or what could I put in my body to give myself more energy from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock after having lunch only at 1. Maybe the question is, what do I need to not put in my body? If we think about it, we go to work. This is my work schedule. We get there at 7:30 and we don't go to lunch until 1. So that's roughly 5.5 hours where we're not eating. And then we eat from 1 to 2. And then we only go back to work from 2 to 5. So we essentially work 2 times as long in the morning with no food as we do on that last little 3-hour section. So I understand we're tired because it's a slump. It's the end of the day. You're ready to go home. But on top of that, if you'll notice, they're getting tired right after they eat. You're technically fueling your body from 1 to 2 and then coming back around 3:30 and saying you're already tired. You're saying that the fuel didn't do its job. So maybe the fuel or the answer to your problem here is not, what do I need to put something else in my body to give me more energy? Maybe the answer is, what do you need to stop putting in your body in that 1 o'clock hour to help your body have more energy? The way that this kind of connects to my last little video on acid reflux was talking about how when your body doesn't produce enough acid, it doesn't break down your foods and give you the nutrients from the food in order to properly fuel your body. So you can eat really, really well, but if your body can't break it down, it doesn't absorb the nutrients at the level it needs to really get the benefits. So going off of that, sorry, my cat is very distracting. Your body doesn't get the benefits from the nutrients. So going off of that, another way that your acid reflux can kick in, another way that kind of slows down your esophagus, that makes your esophageal sphincter lazy, is if you're eating high fatty foods, high fatty processed foods. Well, today my particular coworker came to me, and when I said that, she goes, well, I guess I didn't really eat well for lunch. And she shares with me that for lunch today, she had a lean cuisine, some chocolate dipped Rice Krispie treats, and some peanut butter crackers. And it's just like, ooh, like a lean cuisine, maybe low in fat. I'm pretty sure Rice Krispie treats are kind of low in fat, high in sugar. And processed cheese and peanut butter or crackers or whatever it was. Definitely high in fat, high in carbs. So basically, everything she ate, something I do, was brown. Everything she ate was brown, and everything she ate for lunch was processed. She didn't give her body a single whole food. So basically, she had 6 hours in the morning of no eating, and then she broke that very short, very minimal fast with an avalanche of processed foods. Well, the stomach's going to break that down really slowly, if completely at all. Like, you'll be lucky if it breaks that down. And even if it did, what nutrients did you give it? And I'm not talking about my coworker. I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about myself on a bad day. Like, if I'm wondering why I'm tired, is the question, is it really that hard? Did I give my body fuel that it can break down? And if it can break it down all the way, is it fuel that's going to make me feel tired, or is it fuel that's going to actually give my body the nutrients and energy that I desire? Well, you need to make sure the input matches whatever outcome you're desiring. If you desire to have more energy in the afternoon, your input of highly processed foods doesn't match up with that outcome desired. So you really have to just make sure that those two things match up. So that was kind of what I wanted to hop on here today and say, that if you too, like, because we all do some days, suffer from that afternoon slump, that afternoon crash, maybe it's not, you need to get the next new energy drink, or even just one from the grocery store or Plexus or whatever. I just have people slinging stuff like all over my news feed. Maybe you don't need a pill to give you energy. You don't need to pump yourself up with B6 and B12 unless you're deficient always. Maybe it's a time to stop putting things into your body and start taking things out. Take out those processed foods, take out those high salt foods, take out those brown colored foods, and try and put more whole foods into your body. Fuel it properly and give yourself that natural energy that it craves that will help you feel your best. So today's video was a little bit shorter. Just kind of want to branch on that fueling your body properly so that it can break it down in order to give it yourself the fuel you need. The longer you continue to not feed it properly, the longer your body gets more used to not giving you those energy, the worse it gets at breaking down those foods. And then eventually you can end up with problems like acid reflux on top of just not absorbing nutrients properly. So now an afternoon slump is just the tip of the iceberg on the internal problems you're actually having. So this was just a quick snippet today. I just wanted to make sure I hopped on, shared something. Afternoon slump. Ask yourself, is it really a slump, or did you give yourself fuel? All right. Have a good night, y'all.